There's too many home bike mechanics and even bike shop employees that don't know about the tools that RockShox and Fox provide free to anybody to access to learn about servicing their own suspension or their own product on their bikes. So let's go through some of these tools and show you how you can find detailed manuals on how to service your specific suspension. We're gonna start with Fox. This is ridefox.com. We're on their webpage. We're gonna go to the top banner. We're gonna go to the Support Tech Center. On the bike section, click Get Help. And now, this is the page that I really want. It has everything we need. We are going to open 2 additional tabs. I'm going to open Service Procedures in a new tab and Parts and Drawings in a new tab. I then need to know what shock I'm working on. Now you might know you have a Float X or a Float X2, but what specifically? What year is it? What series is it? What travel is it? And I'm meaning eye-to-eye and stroke length, and potentially what tunes are in it. You can get all of that information using the serial number lookup. So on the newer suspension, you are going to have a serial number stamped into your shock or your fork. It's on the outside. You might have to remove your shock to get to it. On older suspension, you are going to have a tune ID number. It's a 4-digit code on a sticker on the outside of your air can or your body somewhere. The downside to these is we've seen these stickers wear off, or older shocks just you can't read this anymore. If you can't find that tune ID on that or your serial number, you might have to pull your air can off to access your shock like this so that you can get this serial number off the inside of the shock. So then you can find that serial number there. That's gonna be on about 5-year or older shocks. Anything from model year 21 and newer, Float X or Float X2, they're going to have the serial number printed on the shock somewhere. So once we have that serial number, we can go ahead and look that up in our serial number search field. And that's going to tell me the details of this shock. So that is a 2023 Factory Series Float X. Now, this works for, in the description here, 2025 through 2023. Float X FS is Factory Series. It is a trunnion mount. This is off a transition bike. Our eye-to-eye is 205 because it's a trunnion. Our stroke is 60 millimeters. And here are our tune ID codes. We will reference those here in a little bit, but those long numbers reference our tune IDs. Now that we know our shock, we can go find our specific service procedure and all of the parts and drawings for that shock. So I'm gonna go to my service procedures tab that I opened. I'm going to uncheck fork and seat post and back this down until I get to 2023 because that is the shock I'm looking at, and scroll down until I see 2022 to 26 Float X Rebuild. Open that up. That's going to be my service procedure. So that shows me everything on the step-by-step how to service that shock. It will also tell me the required parts kit needed and the required tools list. So you can come in and look, well, I see all those tools. I have some of those at home already from other shocks. Those are the part numbers you need for tools. You can reference that to know if you're going to be able to service or if it's worth it to buy all the tools to service your shock. If you have multiple of these on multiple bikes, and then you can buy the tools to do this. So step by step, that is going to tell you how to disassemble and how to reassemble that shock in pretty detailed pictures and steps. We love the Fox service manuals for this. The next one that I reference a lot because it's easier than scrolling through that service manual when I'm just looking for torque specs or what Loctite to use and which piece of the shock gets Loctite, what threads get red Loctite, what threads get blue Loctite. That's going to be under our parts and drawings. So I'm going to, again, under my parts and drawings tab, uncheck the years and pieces I don't want, and now I want 2023 Float X part information. It will tell me the changes that happened in 23. You can go select other years, 24 and 25, and see the changes that happened to each one of those years. It gives me similar information to what we saw in the service procedures. So the service kit part number, so if you need to order the seal kit, that gives you the part numbers right there. The tooling, it's going to give you the IFP reservoir information. It's going to give you the IFP pressure, the depth, everything that you set that to, as well as the oil type of what oil you're going to service the shock with. And then if we scroll down, it's gonna give us exploded diagrams. I really like this assembly drawing because I can open this up and reference multiple pieces on this shock. So first things I'm looking at are what is getting torque, and it will tell me the torque numbers that we're going to retorque the suspension to. What is going to get Loctite, so it will tell me what Loctite I'm going to use, blue 243, on what threads. This is also useful for when disassembling the shock to know what's going to have Loctite on it when I take it apart, so what might be hard to unthread because there's some Loctite on it. I also like, it will tell me dimensions of O-rings. So in a service kit, when I pull my service kit apart, there's a bunch that are very similar in size. You know, one might be slightly thicker than another. When you pull your seals out, you should be comparing, but if you're still unsure, you can measure your O-rings in your new kit, reference this diagram, and it will tell you specifically the thickness, inner diameter, and outer diameter that you're going to see on those O-rings, so you can see which O-ring goes in what spot on the shock on all of these exploded diagrams. This is a really, really useful place when rebuilding or servicing Fox suspension. So that's a large overview of just Fox suspension, of where you would go to find information specific to your shock if you're gonna try to service it. The next one is we're gonna go to RockShox. So I'm going to start with just Googling RockShox serial number lookup. It's a little easier than trying to find it through their web pages. Then you can just go to ridefox.com. If I Google this, the second one down is just gonna give me this RockShox service tab. Here, it should pull up a search model name, ID, or serial number. Same thing, we're gonna find our serial number off of our shock, and that is, type that in to pull up the shock model that we are working on. And it's going to pull up the exact model that we are working on. So this is a Super Deluxe Ultimate, and then it will give us this model ID as well, so that we are an Super Deluxe Ultimate C2 is the model. We can scroll down and see more information. The eye to eye, this is a 210 by 50 millimeter shock. It will give us the rebound tune IDs. And then it's gonna give us the manuals that we want. I want my Super Deluxe service manual here. I want my spare parts catalog, and I want the piston tuning guide. The main one for everybody is going to be this Super Deluxe service manual. You scroll down through here, it will give you a step-by-step how to service this shock. It will give you the part numbers, the parts required, as well as an exploded view of the shock and numbers to tell you what the part name of each one of those to reference in case you need to go look up that part or call us, you're looking for a part for that. So step-by-step, it will go through how to service this shock and what's required. If you do need to replace a part internally in that, we're going to go to the spare parts catalog. This is really cool where I can scroll down. We know what shock we are working on because we looked it up originally. Go back to our spare parts catalog, and this is a Super Deluxe Air. You are now going to have multiple generations here, so it's going to start with the newest generation, so D1 2027 Plus, and scroll down until you find the generation you're dealing with. We were dealing with a 2023 C2, so I'm going to look at this page. It's going to give me all the exploded diagrams, and I scroll down and it will give me all of the part numbers that are specific to the shock I'm working on. Now, we know our size was a 210 by 50, so in each one of these, when it breaks down which air can assembly we want to work on, we're going to look at that is, we don't want the 45 millimeter stroke, we want the 55 millimeter stroke shock because we're dealing with a 50 millimeter stroke shock. So inside that range, that's the part number that's going to be applicable to you. And then last thing we're going to talk about on these is tune IDs and shim stacks. So if you are servicing your shock, if you want to change your tune, this is how you would do it. You can look up the different tune shim stacks that are available to you, what's in your shock currently, how that's built, and then if you want to change that, how you would rebuild that shim stack with a firmer or softer or the same tune that you had. This is also really helpful if you're servicing your shock and you happen to drop a shim stack on the floor. I think we've all done it once. You can then go and rebuild that shim stack according to the manual of exactly what shims went where. So we're going to go back to our page that explains what tune we had in this shock. So this was an R25 rebound tune and a C30 compression tune. So I go to my piston tuning guide, I scroll down and find my shock. We were working on a Super Deluxe C1 here. Actually, I was wrong, Super Deluxe C2. So I'm going to scroll down until I'm to my Super Deluxe C2 there. It will explode that piston and shim stack to tell you where your compression is on which side of your piston and where your rebound tune is. And then you can find that. There's our R25 rebound check tune. I scroll down a little further, there is my R25 rebound tune. It will tell me the quantities, the outer and inner diameters, as well as the shim thickness. So you would measure each one of those shims and then lay it out on your bench according to this guide. You can even print these guides off, print this sheet of paper off, lay it on your bench and stack your shims on the piece of paper to make sure that you are putting them in the correct orientation. We scroll down a little further and we see our compression tune here in that C30 compression tune. You can reference this on the Fox side as well. So if we're back on our Fox side and we are in our exploded parts diagram, that's where you're gonna scroll down that exploded parts diagram until you see the different tunes, and you can reference your original serial number that you looked up and look at these tune codes, that CMSSA that we're looking at here. That is your compression tune, this is your rebound tune, this is your reservoir tune. You would look up your parts diagram to see those individual tunes. They will also break it out of shim thickness, diameter, and how that's laid out so you can stack that all together. These are really, really cool guides that are completely free, unlocked. There is no login. You don't have to have an account anywhere. It's accessible to all. So if you're just curious, what's in your shock? How does this work? How does a rebuild look? Go in and look it up. See what tools are required. See if you're interested in tackling it yourself. We're gonna do some more videos on how to disassemble shocks safely, because this is just the first step of getting into what this looks like. Assembling the correct seal kits, assembling the correct tools. The next step is making sure you don't damage it while you do it. And it's difficult. It takes some time to learn the correct techniques to remove the seals, disassemble the shock, reinstall the seals, and assemble it without damaging anything, so it all works correctly and doesn't cost you more money in the long run. So if you're unsure, bring your shock to us, we'll service it, and this is how we provide a factory level of service to you. We know it has the correct parts in it, we know it's been torqued to the correct torque, because the RockShox and Fox gives us all these values. It's really cool. If there's any of this other information that you want to see on this side, subscribe, follow us for more, and then we're going to do some more videos to show you how to actually service and some tips and tricks to disassemble these shocks.